Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and a question I've been getting surprisingly often is, what equipment do I use for live streaming and for video production? So I'm going to be making a video talking about different tiers of video production and sort of how people could get their feet wet in video production, things like that. But first off, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite bits of hardware that I use for live streaming, and that is my Elgato Stream Deck inside an Apex Sim Racing race deck button box. So I bought the Elgato Stream Deck from my local Best Buy on sale for roughly $100 last year, and I quickly found out that it was a little difficult to find a good location for it. So actually, one of my friends, Jimmy Fisher, who runs Apex Sim Racing, offered to send me a button box that can house a Elgato Stream Deck inside it. So this button box actually has legitimate, genuine carbon fiber on the front and the back. And on the back, it also has two mounting holes. And all of this is attached to a really nice feeling, sturdy plastic housing, which has all the electronics. It has a circuit board for it, as well as the housing that allows you to put a Stream Deck inside it. So you take apart the back panel of the button box and you put the Stream Deck inside it, route the cable through the back, through this sort of grommet hole, and you're good to go. Granted, you do have to wire two USB cords to your computer to be able to run it, which some people might like, some people might not, but all things considered, this has worked really well for me. The buttons on this are all very high quality. There are 5 buttons on the bottom, 3 rotary encoders on the top. Very tactile feel. Very nice button clicks. These are high quality buttons that have a very satisfying feel, and I enjoy having these buttons and dials readily available for things like adjusting brake bias, traction control, engine mapping, things like that. It really does come in handy. So yeah, this is a good quality wheel button box, but it's one thing to talk about it. It's another to mount it onto my sim rig and talk about what it is really capable of. And this thing is capable of a lot. So let's take a look at this mounted onto my cockpit and see what kind of things you can do with a button box like this. All right, guys, here we are sitting in my main sim rig. Right here to my left, I have my race deck. It's plugged into my main computer and mounted onto the sim racing cockpit via one single M8 bolt connected to a piece of aluminum extrusion. Now, there are 2 holes on the back, but one hole handles it just fine. You're not really needing something along the line of a very sturdy system for a button box after all, but it's working just fine. Right now, I have OBS at the bottom of the screen, and we are going to show a bit of what this is capable of. So this is a relatively modest version of my Stream Deck and everything like that, but we have a lot of different functionality in it. So if we take a look, the first window is my sort of startup window. So what we're doing right here is you can take a look and see basically my different functions to start the stream. I can mute the audio out of this. Right now, you're not really noticing anything because I'm using my lav mic, but yeah, you can mute and unmute that. You can set up going to a different page like this. And you can have that set up. I have a countdown timer that I've used at times rolled onto this, so you can do that. We're not going to wait 5 minutes for that though. So you can do that. You can jump into my intro video, which is here, or you can jump into the main stream. So that is sort of how this all goes. That is a quick way to switch between scenes in case something comes up and you need to maybe take a pit stop like here. You can transfer over to this sort of screen. So that's one of the things I'm loving about this Elgato Stream Deck, where you are able to have this sort of functionality at your fingertips and you don't have to jump out of the game or something to do a quick transition. And then also another true thing that I love out of this is the memes. We can do a lot of memes through this, which is very nice. So if we look at this, we can go to my memes folder, and I have a lot of stuff. So if I make a particularly stupid mistake, no! If someone else makes a mistake,
and I think to myself, what an incompetent fool.
Thanks to Gamer Muscle for providing me with that clip. If I am defending my position, you shall not pass! Or one of my favorites, if I'm about to jump in a public lobby.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Need I say more about the memes? It can add a bright spot of levity to a situation, and yeah, even when I make mistakes, things like that, I can try to have a bit of fun with it. So, with that being said, let's talk about how it works implemented into this race deck box. So, theoretically, without this race deck box, I wouldn't really have a great spot to put my Stream Deck. I could put it next to my mouse, I could accidentally knock it over. I could put it on my computer, and it's a little tough to reach. So, the benefit of this race deck here is it puts my Stream Deck in an easy to access location and also gives me additional buttons. So, for example, if I'm wanting to drive a retro car or something and I use a steering wheel that doesn't have many buttons, I have 5 buttons and 3 rotary encoders at my left hand. And I can use those to quickly make adjustments, things like that, and just be comfortable with some of my bare essential functions to use in a sim racing title. But honestly, I would have loved another row of buttons. I would have loved to see maybe a second row of 5 buttons, because sometimes if I'm running with a steering wheel that has absolutely nothing on it, those 5 buttons start to look relatively small. So that is one of my only complaints with this. For this button box, it offers quite a bit, and it might be a little bit of a steep price at $150, and then you have to buy the race deck for roughly another $100 or so. But all in all, I'm liking this. I like this a whole lot. And if you are interested in doing streams or video production or anything like that, this is a great combo. So yeah, guys, this is one bit of the package that I use to make videos and just do streaming. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you use an Elgato Stream Deck? And let me know your ideas, thoughts on how to take full advantage of a Stream Deck in the comments. But yeah, guys, for the Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and thanks for watching.